HMS Caledon was a C-class light cruiser built for the Royal Navy during World War I. She was the named ship of the Caledon subclass of the C-class. She survived both World Wars to be scrapped in 1948. Design and description. The Caledon subclass was a slightly larger and improved version of the preceding Centaur subclass with a more powerful armament. The ships were 450 feet 6 inches long overall, with a beam of 42 feet 3 inches and a deep draft of 18 feet 9 inches. Displacement was 4,238 long tons at normal and 4,911 long tons at deep load. Caledon was powered by two Parsons steam turbines, each driving one propeller shaft, which produced a total of 40,000 shaft horsepower. The turbines used steam generated by 6 Yarrow boilers, which gave her a speed of about 29 knots. She carried 935 long tons of fuel oil. The ship had a crew of about 400 officers and other ranks. This increased to 437 when serving as a flagship. The main armament of the Caledon-class ships consisted of 5 BL 6-inch Mk-12 guns that were mounted on the centerline. One gun was forward of the bridge, 2 were fore and aft of the 2 funnels, and the last 2 were in the stern, with one gun super-firing over the rearmost gun. The 2 QF 3-inch 20 CWT anti-aircraft guns were positioned abreast of the fore-funnel. The torpedo armament of the Caledons was 4 times more powerful than that of the Centaurs, with 8 21-in torpedo tubes in 4 twin mounts, 2 on each broadside. Construction and career. She was laid down by Camel Lead on the 17th of March 1916, launched on the 25th of November 1916 and commissioned into the Navy on the 6th of March 1917. Caledon, commanded by Commodore Walter Cowan, saw action in the Second Battle of Heligoland Bight, where the ship was the leader of the 1st Light Cruiser Squadron. During the battle, British light cruisers, including Caledon, supported by the 1st Battle Cruiser Squadron, attempted to cut off and destroy a force of German minesweepers escorted by light cruisers. The engagement developed into a chase with the German ships retreating behind smoke screens. The pursuit broke off when the British cruisers came under fire from the German battleships Kaiser and Kaiserin, which were deployed as a distant covering force for the German minesweeping operation. Caledon was hit by a single 305mm shell from one of the German battleships, which failed to explode and did no damage. Throughout the battle, 5 men of Caledon's crew were killed, with 1 man, John Henry Carless, being awarded a posthumous Victoria Cross for remaining at his gun after receiving a fatal wound. Caledon survived the First World War. Caledon took part in the British naval intervention in the Baltic in 1919, serving as Rear Admiral Cowan's flagship for a force of 2 cruisers, Caledon and Royalist, and 5 destroyers that sailed from the Baltic in January 1919. Caledon shelled Soviet forces at Ventspils during February, helping Latvians to retake the town, before returning to the United Kingdom later that month, with British naval forces in the Baltic being relieved every 6 weeks. Caledon returned to the Baltic, again as Cowan's flagship, in April 1919, but was relieved by Curacao in May. Caledon returned again in July. The ship spent the early part of the Second World War with the Home Fleet, where she escorted convoys and was involved in the pursuit of the German battleships Scharnhorst and Gneisenau. After the sinking of HMS Rawalpindi, she was reassigned to the Eastern Fleet between August 1940 and September 1942. Caledon then rejoined the home fleet. Upon her arrival in the UK, she underwent conversion into an anti-aircraft cruiser at Chatham Dockyard between the 14th of September 1942 and the 7th of December 1943. Obsolete by the end of the war, she was disarmed in April 1945 and subsequently sold for scrap on the 22nd of January 1948. Caledon arrived at the yards of Dover Industries, Dover on the 14th of February 1948 to be broken up. Bibliography. Bennett, Geoffrey. Freeing the Baltic. Edinburgh, Berlin. ISBN 1843410001-X. Chesno, Roger, ed. Conway's All the World's Fighting Ships 1922–1946. Greenwich, UK. Conway Maritime Press. ISBN 0851771467. College, J. J. Warlow, Ben. Ships of the Royal Navy. The Complete Record of All Fighting Ships of the Royal Navy. London, Chatham Publishing. ISBN 9781861762818. OCLC 67,375,475. Friedman, Norman. British Cruises. 2 World Wars and After. Barnsley, South Yorkshire, UK. Seaforth. ISBN 9781591140788. Friedman, Norman. Naval Weapons of World War I. Barnsley, South Yorkshire, UK. Seaforth. ISBN 978184832-107. Gardner, Robert and Amp. Gray, Randall eds. Conway's All the World's Fighting Ships, 1906–1921. Annapolis, Maryland, Naval Institute Press. ISBN 0851772455-5. Newbold, Henry. Naval Operations. History of the Great War based on official documents. V. Nashville, Tennessee, Battery Press. ISBN 0898392551. Raven, Allen and Amp. Roberts, John. British Cruisers of World War II. Annapolis, Maryland, Naval Institute Press. ISBN 0870219227. Rowe, Jürgen. Chronology of the War at Sea 1939–1945, The Naval History of World War II. Annapolis, Maryland, Naval Institute Press. ISBN 1-591141192. Whitley, M.J. Cruisers of World War II, An International Encyclopedia. London, Castle. ISBN 1860198740.